Hello everyone, it's me, Symbian, and let's talk about Windows phones in 2025. 5 years after their support officially ended, with Windows 10 Mobile ending support alongside Windows 7. And what it's like to use it today. Well, apps. It's a Windows phone. It never had apps and still doesn't have apps. And the apps that it has, well, most of them don't work anymore. Like Messenger, I tried to log in. It did log me in. Wait, is it actually gonna work now? Yeah, Messenger kinda doesn't really work, kinda maybe does, kinda, I don't know. I haven't tried Facebook. Who even uses Facebook nowadays? Except your parents. Instagram though. Well, like it just either the app and the web app, which is basically the same thing, just something went wrong. Reload. Something went wrong. Doesn't work. You have Twitter. It doesn't work. It doesn't even think that it's online when it very much is. Which is fun. Microsoft stuff actually does work still. Mostly. The web app does in fact work. Here we go, you can see stuff. What does work out of all apps is Discord, and since it has a Unicode client, that works, but that is like buggy and crashes often. There we go. It now works, and hey, by the way, join my Discord server. Link down below. You know, games work. I got Minecraft and Subway Surfers on this phone. However, if they come in .xapp format and not AppX or AppX bundle, they will not have a good time installing because the built-in installer can't really install. On Windows Phone 8, you had an option to just install them using the store, even if the file was located on your phone. That would work fine, but on Windows 10 that doesn't exist. So you need to do some messing around with deployers and stuff. I kinda tried to do that, but it didn't really get me far because on the 50 series of Lumias it doesn't work for some reason, because Microsoft didn't want that, because X apps are also encrypted, so that's an entire mess. If it's on AppX or AppX bundle, that's fine, like Subway Surfers for example. Yay. Or Minecraft even. It's on 1.16. Or I downloaded a version that has the 1.21 point something background, and that's it. Just kind of funny. But yeah, it's still 1.16. And it takes a bit of a while to load. There we go. It's on 1.16.40 and it cannot be updated any further. Even if you try to roll people for different backgrounds, which is just basically like a crappy texture pack. I haven't just like that. But yeah, it's Minecraft. It runs kind of fine. Not really, no. it's just Minecraft, you know, Minecraft. But yeah, in terms of apps, you can try using some web apps. Most of the time they don't really work that well, if at all, since the browser is like 8 years out of date at this point. Like, I tried to get YouTube, and this is like the YouTube TV version, which turns your phone like this, and it doesn't work, even though it's like a web app and crap. It works on the 2014 Samsung Smart TV, but not on a damn 2015 Windows phone. As you can see, it tries to load something, but like home. And then like sign into YouTube and stuff that you can barely see because it's black text on a dark gray background. Now there's also alternative stores in that, but you don't really have that many apps. Yeah, as you can see, I tried to do stuff with Windows 8 apps, which didn't just really work that well. And basically, app situation is worse than it was, which was also very bad. So yeah, you can basically get Telegram, Discord, messages, and phone functionality on this phone, since it supports voice over LTE still. Surprisingly, it's like one of the first Windows phones to do it, considering that Microsoft quit making Windows phones just a few months after. Yeah, it's like the only like one of 3 or 4 Windows phones with voice over LTE. But that's enough yapping about apps and stuff. Time to yap about the photos. And we need to bring in our little guest here, the Nokia Lumia 1020, also known as the phone with a 41 megapixel camera. Right. Can you focus? Yeah, 41 megapixel camera. And since I'm not a good judge at photos, I'll let you guys just take a look at them yourself on the screen, comparing with my main Galaxy Fold 4. Now that you have taken a look at the photos, basically you have to say about build quality. In build quality, especially of older Lumias from Nokia, was actually pretty good, even though they were made out of plastic, but the plastic was like actual plastic and not something wannabe like, I know, the Galaxy S4, which was trying to be something else, and then this, which didn't age well at all. It just looks horrible. And here, for example, Lumia 1020 again, it's just yellow plastic, and that's what you get. And it actually doesn't really feel that bad. It feels pretty good in the hand. Like what I got here is also the Lumia 929, which had a plastic back, which was fine, and a metal frame, which was fine. It gave a little bit more of a premium feel. But it has plastic, and it doesn't crack unlike the glass in the specific units. And yeah, the Lumia 930 also did the same thing, except it had flat edges, which kinda aged better. It kinda looks from like very, very far like the S25 Ultra. Like from very, very far. Basically just the corners. Hey, the design feels right at home even to this day. I know. There are also cheaper Lumias, which were glossy plastic, which felt cheaper, but still pretty fine. And they had removable back covers. Yeah. So you could replace the battery access to the SIM card, SD card, all that removable battery stuff, which was fun. And yeah, later Lumias are kind of cheaped out on the build a little bit. Like the plastic doesn't feel as good as on the 1020, for example, and the designs were kind of goofy, I guess. But hey, it had USB-C. And you know what USB-C unlocks? A little known feature that was really only officially available on free phones named Windows Continuum. And let's take a look at that. And there we go. That's Windows Continuum. It's basically like a desktop for your phone, even though it's kind of worse. Yeah, you can see immediately like the battery, the time, and the indicators are up top instead of like down here. And you can access your apps in the start menu, except unlike normal Windows 10 where you can see the all apps list pretty much. And the live tiles on this side, there's only live tiles here, and I accidentally opened Groove Music. Didn't mean to do that. Also, here's like your last used apps in Continuum. For example, we got Unicord again with Discord and stuff. And hey, look at that. It is Discord, and since last time I used it in mobile mode, it's stretched like this, and it's doing that again where it doesn't want to work. But there you go. That's the normal desktop view on Windows Continuum of Unicorn. Looks pretty much just like the desktop app it used to. So that's kind of fun. The biggest con of Windows Continuum though is you can't actually use Windows. There's no Windows in Windows. It's only full screen. It's kind of funny. But hey, it kind of was a little showcase of what Windows Phone in the future could have been. Like, imagine carrying around a phone in your pocket that you could just come up, connect to a monitor, and just use it like a laptop or something. Use running normal Windows apps. But that was never the future that happened. Because Windows Phone died, no one cared about it. Because it didn't have apps. And that's Windows phones in 2025. They kind of suck because there's barely any apps that work. Good luck finding them, because like I forgot to mention that the Microsoft Store doesn't really work anymore. Like it does, but it doesn't. Like if you try to go and download an app, you get a middle finger from Microsoft. Like, whoops, it's too old. You get a middle finger from Microsoft. And yeah, Windows phones in 2025 are basically glorified dumb phones at this point. You can use them kinda, but like it was bad when they were actually around. Now it's even worse. You can't put Windows 11 on these, but they run slow because like a phone doesn't. Good luck running a laptop operating system on a 10-year-old phone. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I guess thanks for watching and goodbye.